adjust this here camera a little. Got a ray of light beaming down upon my head. It's beautiful. We'll just we'll just leave it at that. Here, I'll let you guys see the window outside a little bit. So hi, hello, hey there everyone. Here I am, back on the road once more. But I love it. For those of you that don't know me well or don't know me at all, I am definitely a road warrior. I have spent years probably on the road, just traveling, driving around. For a while I had a job that had me driving all over the country, so it was a really great opportunity to get to experience a lot of the states and see a lot of things that I would not have ever probably gone out of my way to see otherwise. Some good examples are the Gateway Arch in St. Louis. A few years back I got to go there and actually went up inside the arch. You can go up to the top of it and look out. It's kind of creepy. And let's see what else. New York. I mean, I probably would have gone to New York eventually, but my work took me there first. And I rode the carousel that's at Grand Central Park? Is that what it's called? The big ass park in New York? Yeah. Yeah, I went there. Oh, let me see. Trying to just make sure I can see chat. I think it should pop up. Anyways, so that is a little bit of background in terms of my road warrior experience. And I'll tell y'all, I feel very fortunate. I know as we get older, our bodies become less and less able. I mean, at least this is, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's just, I got this in my head because my mom at one point, my birth mother, she told me that she was just like, well, I just can't do that anymore. And I mean, she's not old. And she would just complain about like how it takes a toll on her body, as she's driving around and doing these things. And I was like, man, I hope I don't get to that point. I hope that I'm able to be physically fine if I'm traveling, whether it's in a plane or a boat or a car. The one thing that I have noticed, and I'm not sure if this is an effect if this is an effect of driving manual, but my left leg, right, the one I would push the clutch with, it's very tight. Like I've noticed that a little bit more over the years, that this leg has a little bit of an issue maybe. It's a little harder to stretch when I'm doing my yoga and my stretching. It's part of my body that I really need to pay attention to. And part of me wonders is that because I've driven a standard for so long, that because I'm using the clutch all the time, it's affected my leg somehow. So I'm curious if that's possibly a factor. Who knows? So to remedy that or to counter that, one thing that I do is I stretch every time I get gas. Anytime I stop the car, I make a conscious effort to get out of the car, to stretch, and just be very mindful of the fact that I've been sitting for hours. What's up, Chris Sci-Five? Yo, friend. Good to see you. Let's see. Crypto Luck Box. Tony Bonboni. What a name. Tony Bonboni, huh? Thank you. Thanks for all your compliments, you guys. I appreciate it. Feeling hot. Look at this hair. I just had my hair done. And of all the haircuts I think I've ever had in my life, I like this the most. Because I've mentioned this before on stream. And this summer has been amazing. I don't know if it's because I got an early start on getting a tan, or I just made it more of an effort to get out in the sun before it got really stupid hot. But I have not had as much of an overheating issue this summer at all, which is fantastic. Chris Side Effects just said appears. You're trying to steal my my thing. What do I even call that? I don't know. My shtick. Oh, you're funny. Chris, side effects appears. You're so silly. Oh, thanks, by the way. I'll tell you in real time. Thank you for mentioning my name so that Richard could make that extremely flattering comment. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I had an inkling that he thought I was attractive. If y'all ever watched the women's stream, this was like a couple months ago now, I think, and it was like all the women, and it was CZ's birthday, and it got wild and rowdy. And at some point during that stream, he talked about how, I think it was like if I was in the movie Predator, they would come after my head because of the way my skull is shaped or whatever. He basically told me I had a nice skull shape. And I was like, well, that's a nice compliment. I don't think I've ever had that kind of a compliment before. So yeah, it was really just kind of made me blush and melt a little bit to hear that he does in fact think I'm hot. Hey girl, hey. What's up, Bets in Crypto? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, again, just another kind of like silly stream. Nothing too serious going on. I am traveling north again. I am going to go and spend some more time in Ohio in a little bit. I'm making a couple stops along the way before I do that. First stop, and I don't think he's going to mind at all that I am mentioning this, but Tank Crypto is the real MVP. Last time I drove through St. Louis, he was like, hey, I'm right over there. Like, I'm right across the bridge, like, let me know next time you're coming through town. So I'm actually going to go hang out over there. The sad thing is that we're like ships in the night. He actually had to leave this afternoon, but he's got some housemates that are down to hang, who are also Hexagons. So yeah, I get to have a little time off the road. I'm gonna have a nice hot shower, sleep in an actual bed. I don't normally, so like, I'm a weird one, okay? Standard bed, I've used a Japanese mattress. Oh, Tank Crypto. I know, it's so sad. Sorry, Tank Crypto just commented with all the sad cry faces. But hey, man, that just means I'm going to go out of my way to see you next time I come around. So don't worry about it. We'll definitely make up for it. We will have a blast. And I'm very much looking forward to it because without having met me in person yet, like, you're just, that's the Hexagon way, right? Like, your hospitality, the way you treat people. Over and over again, I'm just finding in this community the salt of the earth type people. And it really just settles, in my heart that this is the community for me. This is exactly where I need to be. And this is what I should be investing in. And I don't just mean financially. I mean my time and my energy. That is where I want to be putting all of my resources is into Hexagon and into the Hexagon community. And I am just overjoyed and grateful to be doing that in a variety of different ways at this point, which is just super badass. I lost my train of thought. I'm long gone from Texas and wanted to get the heck out of Texas as soon as you can, because it feels like it takes forever. I think this going north is the fastest from Austin, because if you're going east or west, you got at least 5 hours. I think it took me like 4.5 to get out of the state last night. Hextech 16 says, have I ever been to Yellowstone? Yes. If you can hear me again, I'm gonna try and like not go into talking too much until I see someone say something in chat, because I guess my signal is super shoddy right now. That's what I get for trying to stream on the road with no real internet. Anyone? Bueller? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Am I back? Let's see any chat. Stream is lagging. I think that was a minute ago. Lost a bunch of people. Word, we can hear you now. Back. Okay. Sweet. All right. Rugged. I'm back. Let's see. So where was I? I think I was about to talk about Yellowstone. So basically, like I was saying, I've been to a bunch of different countries and really loved that experience and never really had the urge to travel around the States. And when I finally had the chance to, I was just so surprised by all the beauty and all the different places that I found that were just super awesome. So Yellowstone is one of those places that it wasn't like I wasn't super stoked on going. I always thought, oh, it'd be cool to go see the glaciers or whatever. Like, I'd like to do that someday, right? Like, it wasn't high up on my list. Y'all, if you have a chance, go to Yellowstone National Park. It is phenomenal. I only got to spend like an evening there, but it was, I want to go back and spend a week or two. Like, it was one of the most scenic places and in so many different ways. Like, not just the glaciers, not just or the geysers, sorry, glaciers. That's Alaska. Not just the geysers, right? Not just Old Faithful, which I got to see, which was super cool. But just the all these like pools, the geysers are nice. I can't even remember what they're called. It's like there's some word for the pools that are all around the national park that are part of the geysers, I guess, in a way. But just the colors that these pools create because of the different minerals that are in them. It was unbelievable. I mean, I took these photographs and I felt like, looking back at them, I felt like they had been photoshopped. I was like, they're so gorgeous. Springs, yeah. So just do yourself a favor. If you have not yet been to Yellowstone National Park, you gotta go. It is really awesome. In fact, let's plan a trip, y'all. Let's all go. Bintana Niberto. I don't think I've ever seen your name before. Or Late 28. Z, I seen Z up in here. Crypto Box, MJ Money, Hexdeck, Spike. What's up? Yeah, a couple new people, I think, watching. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining me. This is definitely not the channel for everyone. I am not the streamer for everyone. I don't talk a lot about crypto, especially right now. I have Hex. I hold Hex. I'm not an OG, but I got in last year, over a year ago, and I never looked back. Once I understood what Hex is and what it does and what we hold, I was done. I had not been into crypto previously, but it really just made a lot of sense to me at the time because I had already been looking into some like fiat finance things. And when I heard Whales Only One explain what Hex is and how it works, I was set. I was like, cool, all right. All these other little things that I thought I was gonna put, because I had sold my house, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a 401k. I'm gonna put money in a high yield savings account. I paid off all my debt, right? So that was great. But yeah, after I figured out Hex, I was like, nope, I don't want to do any of these other things. Hex is the way, y'all. Like, it really, I mean, and you can hear David Feeder, I think, mentioned it. I think Crypto Coffee has talked about this. Taking your 401k and putting it into Hex. Because there's nothing on this planet that's going to pay you that yield. There's nothing else. Your dollars, while they're sitting, look at me, I don't talk about crypto. Your dollars, while they're sitting in that bank account, they are losing you money. Your dollar is just turning to sugar honey iced tea, as Whales put it earlier today. I love using that phrase. There's actually a really dope song. I forget who sings it, but it's like, sugar honey iced tea. These bitches don't like me. I'm also not family friendly. I will cuss and talk about pretty much whatever it is I want to. So, yeah. Just know, if you're newer in this ecosystem, if you are new to Hex, or if you've never heard of Hex, you just kind of came across this crazy girl driving in her car talking about some shit, Hex.com, y'all. Check it out, look into it, do your own research. I mean, I do get it, right? I understand because I was there once, right? I at one point in my life, I was like, I don't want to know anything about politics. I don't care. What can I even do anyways? And then, like, I was just kind of ignorant about my finances. Like, I have money and I'm all right. And luckily, like, I budget, but I've been very fortunate and I've been very smart all my life. I saw my mom go into debt and I saw my sister go into debt right after her. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to live above my means. The only debt that I had when I had to pay it off was my student loan. And I never buy cars I can't afford. I live very within my means and even below my means. And I think that having that mentality kept me on, right? Kept me going on for quite some time, and I did well for myself. But I still didn't think to myself until I was older, let me figure out how to make sure that I'm set for life, right? And I probably, had I not gotten into Hex, or had I not, I think honestly for me, it came down to selling the house. Had I not sold the house and known that I was going to have this excess money that I needed to do something with and that I would need to set myself up for future success, I may have just kind of kept scraping by and scooting by and living pretty much paycheck to paycheck. I mean, like, I had extra, but not much. I definitely did not have a large savings account. I've not had, that until after selling the house. I didn't have like just a nest egg or anything like that, right? So really the mentality of getting yourself right financially and setting yourself up for success. And I think part of that comes from wanting to not work for anybody else. I never enjoyed wasting my day making money so somebody else could profit, or for somebody higher above me to be able to, do what they were doing. Like, that just never really resonated very well with me. And I would say it's been, let me think, what year are we in? It's been, I'm going to say about 10 years. It's been about 10 years since I realized I did not want to do that anymore. From that point, it did take me a couple years to get out of the system and to leave and to really go out on my own and figure out what the hell it is that, that I wanted to do. What would bring me joy, right? What is it that ignites my soul and makes me happy? And that I'm paying myself to do that, or that I'm being paid to do that. And the first thing that happened was farming. I ended up quitting working at Blizzard Entertainment, the video game company some of you may be familiar with. I'll tell you that story someday. Once upon a time, I actually did professional game competitions. I was a part of a group called the PMS Clan. And I ran practices, and we went to MLG competitions and all that kind of stuff. And working at Blizzard killed that. Like, it killed all the passion I had for gaming, because I just saw the toxicity of it, right? Like, Richard, if you guys haven't yet, read Sci-Five. You can listen to it on my channel right here. There's a whole playlist. And he very much speaks to that. He speaks about how much of a time sink video games are. I will never forget, on World of Warcraft, there's a feature where if you hit slash and then type played, PLAYED /played, it'll tell you how many hours you've been in the game. And I remember sitting there looking at something over 365 days. And I mean, that's in the grand scheme of things, and other people who have gamed and are doing this kind of shit, that's not, that's not unheard of. And that's not even like a lot, right? But to see that I had spent an entire year of my life playing a video game, being inside of a virtual world, it just like, it like blew my mind. I was like, I cannot believe I've spent that much time and energy on something that's just not only not going to last, but what does it do? It didn't, I made some connections. I made more connections through the Halo when I was playing Halo and gaming and competing and stuff like that. And that was because there was more of a person-to-person interaction, I guess. But man, I tell you what, the pizzazz and the happiness that I had from gaming, really, after working for Blizzard and after seeing how much time I had sunk into that game, I was just done. I was like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this anymore. So around that time, I was volunteering for a group called the Food is Free Project. Definitely look that up too. Y'all can grow food in your front yard and share it with your neighbors. I love the mission. I still really firmly believe in what they've done and what they're doing. It's like a worldwide kind of phenomenon now, but it started in Austin, Texas, with John Edwards Van Dusen, really cool dude, and Jonathan Horstman, who's now a pretty well-known musician in the Austin scene. But both of them just had this vision and this passion to get people to be able to build front yard gardens for very little to no cost. And the hope was that you would share with your neighbors, that you would grow tomatoes and your neighbor would grow basil and y'all would have like a bruschetta lunch or something like that. Let me go back real quick because there was a couple really big comments I just wanted to. Hex Bulla, that's badass. I just read a thing about South Africa. Someday, man, I'm down. I would definitely love to come out there. And how fast am I going? 70. It's fine. Hex Hoddle says, didn't Biden forgive student loan debt? He may have, but around the time that I was going through all of that, it was still kind of a pipe dream, and I wasn't going to hang around and find out. I was like, you know what, I'm just done. I don't want this monkey on my back anymore. I had been paying that fucking student loan for over 10 years. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Let's see. Glad to catch you live. Just wanted to say thanks for narrating Sci-Five. I tried reading it once and wasn't into it. Yeah, it's hard to read. And that was 8-Bit Dave. You are super welcome. Torrent Sonic Pulse says, I only want to work for Hexagon now. Amen. I'm about that. Every paycheck I buy Hex, it's therapeutic. Yeah, dollar cost average. That's what we do, right? I mean, at least that's what we try to do. Hello, Stormy. Hello, the philosopher. My online ghost. Good to see you. DJ Cryptomatic in the house. Oh shit, son. When are you doing? When are you streaming again, DJ Cryptomatic? I need some music for this this drive. I got a couple more hours to go. It's K555. You're new. Oh, good to see you. Hold on, I'm gonna scoot the heck over here. Okay. All right, cool. Caught up on chat. So, yeah, man. So that's a little bit of my story. Yeah, get him on now. Yeah, I mean, how would I do that? I don't know how I would do that. That'd be really cool if I could have DJ Cryptomatic just on my stream at the same time, in the background, while I'm talking, have him DJ. Can we do that somehow? Obviously, I'm not going to do that while I'm driving. That's way too involved. But that would be awesome. Who's that? Heathen Hex, thank you so much. Cabana show. Nice. Stream tomorrow. Okay, cool. Sweet. Love it. And I love DJ Cryptomatic. I love how diverse you are. I have spent a lot of the last 10 years listening to mostly drum and bass. Just mostly because of the partners that I've been with have been junglists, and just two different long-term relationships with junglists. So not complaining at all. I love drum and bass, but I think I'm kind of a house head at heart. I love house music, and I love it all, to be honest. You know, if it's got a beat and I can dance to it, you'll find me dancing. If y'all are going to PulseCon, come dance with me. Blue Bomb knows what's up. He's probably not in here, but we chat every now and then, and I'll never forget just like seeing, you know, it's like you see your kind, right? He's my people. Like Blue Bomb was dancing every chance that there was dancing possible at Hexpo Las Vegas, and I was like, that dude, he knows what's up. He knows what's up. Oh, hold on, let's see what this is. Possible to put all of Sci-Five in one grouped playlist. That way they will automatically play. Hey, D. Marino, if you are on Twitter, will you please send me a message in Twitter to remind me to do that? Because if I haven't done it, I think someone else may have already done it, because there's another way to listen to them. Someone put them all together as if it was Spotify or Audible, and I'll have to find that link again. Hexbala, nice. Yeah, listening to Sci-Fi before you fall asleep. You're not alone. I have definitely heard that from multiple people, and it makes me giggle, because it's just like, like how many people, you know, I know, you guys, I just never, when I started reading Sci-Fi, I had no idea the impact it would make. I had no clue how many people would appreciate it and how needed it was in the community, because it is difficult to read, and I am hopefully going to be working on helping to rewrite Sci-Fi and to make it into more of a digestible format. I want to be able to have it published, and I know Richard wants that too, and that's something that I'm willing to put my time and energy into. And since we're on that topic of my time and energy, I'm going to go do a little self-shill. If y'all love what I do, if you that Sci-Five is something that is, you know, really meaningful and is something of value to you, please consider supporting me on Patreon, because that's kind of part of the goal in my life that I'm trying to get to, is to continue bringing value to the community. And yes, Sci-Five's done, right? In this iteration, right? Like I said, I am going to be I'm going to be I'm going to be rewriting it and re-recording it once I've rewritten it. So this is not the end of Sci-Fi by any means. I mean, this is just the beginning of my journey into making sure that this content gets out in the world. Because Richard, y'all, if you haven't read Sci-Fi, I don't think you can understand really who Richard is and what he's doing. Because he is not this outrage marketing person. That's not really who he is. Like if you read Sci-Fi and you understand like what he's about, you'll understand what he's doing and why he's doing it a little bit better. You know, people get so upset at him eating this $600 caviar, you know, showing off all his product clothes, and it may be, at this point, it may be getting a little old. I don't know that it's run its course completely, but I do think that it is kind of like, it has its time and its place, and he knows that. And I think that's why you're seeing him doing a little bit more, if you've noticed lately, right? He's putting a little bit of like sweet nuggets in there. Like, I can't remember the tweets, but there've been 2 tweets in particular recently that were like, you know, you can do it. Like, have yourself a great day and like get some shit done, right? And something else that was very encouraging. And real quick, let me finish my show real quick. It's just Patreon/awildsj, just like my YouTube, just like Twitter. So if you're interested and are able to, even a fucking $1 a month, y'all, like, because that shit adds up. And I also am a patron of other patron. Sorry, the platform is Patreon. The people are patrons. So I'm a patron of several other accounts, and so in a way, I already pay it forward, right? But that's one way to kind of help me keep bringing that value to y'all, because the more support I have there, the less I have to search for, spending my time and energy elsewhere and otherwise. So there's that. But hold on, let me take a look at chat again. I'm behind some trucks, so I'm going a little bit slower. John Jay's got some advice on how to listen to the streams in a row, if you guys didn't see that. Oh, DJ Cryptomatic, you are so sweet. He said that he knew about the Sci-Five streams, but didn't know that it was me. And that's so fine. Don't even worry about it. I was so brand new when Hex Las Vegas happened. Richard didn't know until that day that I got to ask him a question. He had no clue that I was doing Sci-Five until I mentioned it. And I will never forget the moment that, if you guys haven't, look on my page, the video that says SJ and Richard fall in love. And that's the first time I ever got to speak to him, and the first time I spoke about Sci-Five in front of a crowd. And when I said that I was recording Sci-Five audio, the audience went nuts, y'all, and they applauded, and I just was so touched by that. I was like, holy shit. Like, again, kind of going back to what I was saying originally before I got all up into my shill. I did not have the foresight. I didn't have any clue how much value doing that was going to bring to the community. And Richard started that way, right, with his social media, the top hat, the pink curtain, the Sci-Five information. That says something to me about him and about what he's about and about what he wants to do. And I am going to do everything in my power to ensure that Sci-Five and 15 Ways to Fix the World, new title, y'all, approved by Richard Hart, 15 Ways to Fix the World is actually what it's going to be called now. And I have started recording the... All right. I'm giving it a second. I think we're all right. I'd support that rewrite however I could. Thank you, Torrent Sonic Pulse. I appreciate you. Great service to the community. Torrent, I appreciate that, man. If you want to come in on August, whenever, however much, like I said, it is appreciated and super helpful. Super stream driving, striving. Yeah, Bobla guy. Like Chris said, he knows me. I've spent probably more time driving on the road than many people. So I love drum and bass and my house. You're so funny. Chris Side Effects is a junglist through and through, 100%. Hater's gonna hate regardless of who he is. Very true, Heathen Hex. Yeah, the dude, so Torrent Sonic Pulse says, the dude that came up with delayed gratification for crypto must have absolutely awesome long-term goals, 100%. I am a gem, way better than LV. Are you talking about our friend Kool-Aid? Las Vegas? What are you talking about? I don't know about that, man. It's back. I'm back. Thank you, Dougie Peach. I was actually trying to go, Dougie Peach says I like the hair color. I was trying to go for a more purple color. This is called Plum, but it came out very magenta looking, which is fine. I'm gonna go through this tube of hair coloring that I bought, and and then maybe do a different color. So Hex on Air says a good night hug from Europe. Ooh, hugs! Yay! Look, I can drive and stream and hug at the same time. Good night hug to you, Hex on Air. Oh, y'all. Oh, so this is kind of supposed to be a Wellness Wednesday stream. My original goal was to talk about some tips about being on the road and how to take care of yourself on the road. So let me kind of circle around back to that, because I did start with a little bit of that. Stretching, like I said, stretching anytime you stop, super important. I also try to do exercises while I'm driving. It sounds very strange. It's almost like Kegels, but it's like I'm just like pumping my butt, basically. Come on, y'all, pump your butts with me. Just like tighten, just squeeze. Because that, I think, helps all the muscles that are being, kind of smushed down there, right? So, yeah, just do a little bit. Just do a little bit of this action. It's good times. What else? So always I have water. Yeah, inviting freedom. So actually, to talk about Kegels, I just heard her talking about that on the Hex Foodies channel, which is why it was in my brain to talk about that. And it's also for males too. There's a male version of Kegels that can help you with your delayed gratification in bed. So if you're a quick finisher, maybe look into that a little bit for you fellas. Also, talk to Balliet Brand, or find Balliet Brand talking about Richard Hart and pulsing. It's a thing. Nice. Tank Crypto says, if I hadn't read it aloud, you probably wouldn't have heard it, which is not uncommon for me to get that kind of compliment, as I hear from several people how, I've mentioned this a few times, but how people who are dyslexic just appreciate the Sci-Five audio so much, because it's really difficult for them. It's already difficult to read because it's a hot mess, but it's also, for people that don't enjoy reading, or for people like myself, spend a lot of time on the road, you don't really have a lot of time to have a book in front of your face, so it's much easier to have some audio. Hold on, special guest appearance, y'all. The one, the only, my sweet sidekick. Oh, look at her. That's my baby. Look at that butt. Cat butt. Cat butt. She is 15 years old, and she has been with me through every mature adult relationship that I've had. I got her when, 2008? 18? Something like that, maybe 2007, 2008. But she's been with me for 15 years. And she's still spunky. She's still got some spunk. She's not, people look at her and they're like, oh, they don't think she's that old, like maybe 4 or 5, but nah, dude, 15 years old, she's doing really well. So let's see, what else? Yes, stay hydrated when you're driving. I keep a big old case of these in the back. You don't think you're using a lot of energy. And I don't sweat. That's part of my overheating problem, I think, is that I just don't sweat very much. So I need to be more kitty cat distractions. I need to be more aware of making sure that I am staying hydrated. So in addition to the alkaline, or just water in general, I happen to just get the alkaline water in part because I hate waste. I don't like getting a lot of small little bottles of water. In fact, I should probably find a better option, something that's like a bigger jug or something like that. But in addition to the regular water, I'll drink like one or two of these a day, because the coconut water helps with that. Awake dog, I like pussy too. I live with 14 of them. They are indoor, outdoor cats with a pool. Spoiled bitches. You and Kool-Aid, Crypto Kool-Aid, he doesn't have 14 cats, but he treats his two like they are 14 cats. But yeah, they're like, I was a crazy cat lady at birth. Like I had my first cat when I was probably like 3 years old. There's a picture of me just like, kitty cat. And that was it. I had that cat, and I've been a crazy cat lady ever since then. I mean, she's the only one I've had for the last 15 years. But I have definitely had over 100 cats in my life, especially like in the beginning. We had indoor, outdoor cats as well. And the cats would just have kittens, and the kittens would have kittens, and there'd just be cats everywhere. And we had coyotes in the neighborhood, so a lot of the cats just kind of disappeared. But, oh my goodness, look at this majestic beast. Oh, I can't get over it. All right, I'm not being careful. Hold on. Oh God. Oh, give me back, kitty. Give me back. Okay, there we go. I think so. Okay, there we go. I'm back. So I think Torrent Sonic Pulse was asking, what's the new title for Sci-Five going to be? I don't know. No, I don't know if that one's going to actually change. I know that Richard said that at one point he mentioned a tweet that it didn't stick, right? That Sci-Five like just didn't really catch on. I still like it. I still like Sci-Five as a title. I like the play on words. I like what it stands for. A lot of people don't. I did a Twitter poll about it shortly after he tweeted about that, and I'll have to go back. I want to go back and look at that Twitter poll and find what the results were on how many people thought that it should be changed versus it should not. But yeah, so that'll be if once I get to rewriting Sci-Five in terms of making it more easily digestible and in a format that can be published. That'll probably be the last thing to do, is to ask Richard about the title. And y'all, I love that man, but he's so busy. I think who was it? Someone in the community, another streamer, was talking about how they message Richard and he'll get, it was Hex Token, I think, was talking about how he'll reach out to Richard and Richard will respond to like half of his texts, and it's always a one-word answer. And I look at that guy, it's the same thing. Like, it's very rare that he'll reply. I'll have to ask the same question like a few times. And then it's always like a one-word answer, and I'm just like, but what does that mean? like, does that mean it's difficult? So yeah, that'll be, maybe I should ask now. I'll just start sending him a message right now, like, hey, it's gonna take me, should we change the title? And what do you think? So that's definitely something that's gonna be up to him. Cool, to be honest, working on 15 ways to fix the world, because while I have had many questions that I felt at first like Richard needed to answer, or things he needed to address, or things that I needed him to fill in the blank on, I spent so many hours on it that I actually got to the point where when I reviewed it this final time before reading it, because it's just been so long, and there's just, I basically told Richard, in my attempts at communicating, that I was going to wait until the very end to send him any questions that I had. And I did have a few And then I ended up I think I sent the questions and then I just retracted them because I was like, you know what? The things that I'm asking him about do not change the message of the book. It doesn't change the context. All it would do would be maybe adding like a little bit of clarification on a sentence, right? And not even, it's like all of the points that he wants to make, they're made. So we made all the points, and now you're going to be able to, so now if you look at Fix the World right now where it's posted, you'll see this like jumbled mess of like all these different topics and headings, and everything's kind of everywhere, and there's all these links, and a bunch of them are broken, and some of them lead to nothing, some of them lead to old articles. I went through and I cleaned all of it up, and anything that was like a fragment of a sentence, or that was maybe just a link, or was kind of a broken thought, the thought got finished, the link got put at the end. What I did is I categorized everything into 15 sections, which is why it's 15 ways to fix the world. And these did go, it was already kind of, there was an outline there, right? It was like a sketch. It was like I had a sketch to work with, and I took the sketch and I got to, like a comic book artist, I started coloring it in, right? So there's 15 different topics, and then each topic has a paragraph to several paragraphs to several pages about whatever that heading is. So, for example, education. Education's a long one. He talks about education a lot in Fix the World. I came up with these 2 new headings to describe a couple of Sci-Five is about. Sci-Five is way more personal things to do for yourself, whereas 15 Ways to Fix the World is really more about global scale things and technology and science, and there's a little bit about longevity there too. And I added in the section about currency, I went ahead and found several of the streams where he speaks on Hex. I did one from a really early stream when it was still Bitcoin Hex. I wanted to hear the difference, if there were any big differences in like his passion, sharing it back then. And then I've also gone through several of the I've gone through some newer content, and I transcribed all of that. And originally, in his currency section, all he spoke on was Bitcoin, because at the time of writing 15 Ways to Fix the World, he was a Bitcoin maxi. Bitcoin Hex wasn't even a thing. It was probably a dream. It was probably, like your parents say you were you were just like the apple of my eye, or a spark in my eye, or something like that, right? So I think he had it on his mind, but he hadn't really fleshed it out yet, right? So now there's the section, I think I changed the title of I changed the title of it to like Memoirs of a Bitcoin Maximalist, or what I thought of Bitcoin, like that, so that it's distinguishable. And now there's a whole section about Hex, the audio from several different places where he is speaking on it, and I transcribed that. And so now 15 Ways to Fix the World is not just going to be in a more digestible, very much easier to read format, but it's updated to include Hex and how Hex works and what it's about, and the T-shares, most importantly. I did make sure to really focus on the shares. So that's all in there. Super exciting. Wow, I am just really glad that there's been almost 20 of y'all hanging out with me for the last hour. Let me see. Anything else to address? Burmese, Siamese cats. I love it. Love cats. I love them. I'm trying to see if there's anything I missed. That's probably it. And Torrance Sonical says the Sci-Five name is great, I think. I agree. I do. I still think Sci-Five is really wonderful. And I think I just love, sci-viving. I love that. The play on words you can use. I'm a sci-viver, right? Oh, speaking of which, y'all, super excited for Sunday. Pretty sure this is still going through. I'm going to reconfirm with him. Last Sunday, I had RG3, good old Captain RG3 on. And next Sunday, Hexologist is going to be my guest on Sci-Five Sunday. So I am super stoked for that. I've never had a chance to stream with him. We were in Vegas at the same time, but like ships in the night, I did not even get to meet him. So this actually be my first like face-to-face interaction with Hexologist. So I am just over the moon, really excited that he's on board. And when I talked about this a little bit. My focus for the next month or two, depending on how many people I can get to come on with me that have been in Hex for over 2 years. My focus is to talk to people, and it might not just be Hex, to be honest with you. I'm looking for anyone who's been in crypto for at least 2 to 3 cycles. And if that's you and you're watching this, reach out to me. Send me a message in Twitter or Telegram. Let me know that you've been through a bear market before, but more importantly, how did you survive through the bear market, right? Like, what did you do to ensure that that you were going to be fine? What is the word I'm looking for? Monetarily, financially, physically. How did you get through it? Because I know there are people right now, and personally, I know there are friends of mine who are also influencers in this community who have disappeared. There's been a couple, more than one person I've spoken to who has confessed to me that they're depressed. They're going through depression. And they've just kind of, I don't know what it is, especially, it hurts me the most to hear that from a Hexagon, because if you're up in this community, you know what we hold. You know that this is just a bear market, and this is what happens, and the dips are in the game, and that we're going to come out of this like a slingshot to the moon, y'all. Like, I think I heard Whale's only one talking about that. Like, we're just ratcheting back, or maybe it was Brandon, who I just saw in the chat. What's up, Rags to Riches? Thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, it might have been you actually talking about that how this thing is just going to slingshot once that bull market comes back, and to lose sight of that and to lose hope in Hex and our ecosystem and what we hold, it breaks my fucking heart. Like, I don't want my fellow, people within my family here to be feeling that way. So that's my hope, right? Is to get people to know and to understand that this is not the end of the world. This is not where, this is not where the rainbow ends by any means. I'm going to say what's up real quick to a few people. I had a brand of Hex token. I talked about you a little bit earlier. You were talking about some things. G's is up in here. Cool. I'm so excited to have a lot of new people up in this stream today. So thanks, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I started this chat talking about how I don't talk about crypto, and I don't I'm not gonna do TA. I don't really talk about charts or prices or anything. But I will tell you about my journey. I'll tell you about my experience, and I will tell you that we are where we are supposed to be. You didn't find Hex as a random act of whatever. This was not random that you ended up with these people in this community. And I'll say that over and over again, because I cannot, wait a minute, this is the second person, this Get Hex Island Life 369 appears. Y'all, I love it. I'm totally okay with that. You can definitely appear on my channel anytime. I think that's fantastic. Oh my God. Yes, thank you so much for appearing up in my channel. That totally sidetracked me. Let's see. What were we talking about? I just said the community, probably. I was probably saying something about how much I love y'all. It sounds about right. Well, let me get back into thinking about any more Road Warrior recommendations I saw Jake Sharp, who is a newer streamer doing a lot of really great content. I saw him ask about how to be healthy and like safe on the road. And my reply to him was stay hydrated, make sure you've got water and coconut water, make sure you've got snacks. I keep things like, so I have to find myself something better, but in this handy dandy little container that's a cold bag, I keep hummus and broccoli. That's my jam, y'all. Every single day, usually when I break my fast, because I do intermittent fasting, I eat broccoli and hummus. It's total. Driving through. Was it Hexagon that was just like that? And I'm perplexed at the fact that I can't see my connect streamer. I want to like reach out to YouTube and be like, hey, it would be nice if I could tell what my connection was like while I'm doing this. But hopefully I'm back. Hopefully it's good. And hopefully you're still here with me. So I think I was talking about things to keep you healthy on the road. So, broccoli. Yeah, fasting. Yes. Broccoli and hummus. Oh, low glycemic fruit. So papaya, guava, things like that. But yeah, I switched to broccoli and hummus after doing fruit for a while. And I like it. I don't know. Something about it. I think I'm making up for all the years that... Oh, my battery's dying. I think I'm making up for all the years that I hated broccoli, which was a very long time. Like more than half my life, probably, at this point. I hated broccoli. I just would not eat it. And now I love it. I eat it every day, every morning. It's the best. So yeah, that's one of my tricks. So yeah, sunflower seeds and nuts. Torn Sonic Pulse said sunflower seeds. I don't do sunflower seeds too much, but I do have trail mix, usually consisting of walnuts, almonds, raisins or cranberry, maybe a little bit of mango. I try not to do too much dried fruit. Sunflower seeds, but pumpkin seeds. I love pepitas. Like sunflower seeds pumpkin seeds, right? Yeah, pumpkin seeds. The shelled ones, right? The green ones. Wonderful. Super good for you. For a little while, I just remembered this. And I haven't seen it in some time. And now that I'm remembering it, I'm going to need to go to a Sprouts. Do they have those all over? Is Sprouts a national chain? Does anyone know? Because I feel like going north, like I've been, I have not seen Sprouts. Twerk. I will proof of twerk all day long, but not while I'm driving. I wish maybe that is what twerk. Maybe I'm working on my twerk, doing my little butt squeezes, my Kegels, which is two different things actually. Like there's two different exercises I'm doing. There's just legit squeezing my glutes, right? Because that helps all the muscles that are around your lower back, right? Chris Side Effects says I went to Sprouts last night. All right, so sorry, I jumped around a lot on different tangents. Where I was going with that is at Sprouts they had pumpkin seed butter, right? Instead of almond butter or peanut butter. I don't do peanuts. I'm not a fan of peanuts for whatever reason. I don't know. It's one of the crops that peanuts, corn, the big GMO crops, unless I can get it really organic, I'm not going to eat it. Soy, I used to not eat soy because of the GMO crop thing, but I am incorporating it a little bit more in my diet these days. I'm by no means a vegan or a vegetarian. I have been in the past. I've been vegan. I was pescatarian for a really long time. Yeah, tortoise Johnny, pumpkin seed butter sounds amazing. It is. It's really delicious. It's very creamy. Lots of really good oils in it and super good for you. Pumpkin seeds are one of the best seeds, I think, for you in terms of the nutrients in it. Yes. So there I go again, forgetting what I was talking about. No, don't eat Mickey D's. Hex Huddle, weren't you on tour? I think you were on Hex Token's stream talking about fucking Pringles, Snickers ice cream or some shit. Man, that's not good for you. Find some alternatives. Find some better alternatives. Work on that. Yeah, I you know, and you do you, but I really want to encourage people to try to eat healthier, you know, because we're in this together, you guys. I want you all around with me for the next 15 plus years. You know, we're that. And now a text token, 22 years. A 22-year stake on my text token on the Pulse test net. Huh? How about y'all? So it's really something to think about, you know. There are alternatives, and once you start, I'm trying to think of what it is, because I wasn't always like this, y'all. I've shown before on stream, on one of my Sci-Five Sunday streams. It's a while ago now, but I was over 200 pounds. I was like 210, easy, and eating junk and drinking a lot of like energy drinks and sodas. Gotcha, Hexagon, gotcha. My metabolism is good. It just burns it all, and that, you know, that's a whole different. Here's the thing, though. So even if your metabolism is high and you're burning all of that, wouldn't it be better for your body to be burning things that have more density to them, right? Like in part what I'm trying to say is your body's burning through that kind of stuff so quick because there's nothing fucking to it. You eat a fucking McDonald's cheeseburger, that shit's like cardboard. There's no nutrition in that. So, yeah, I'm just saying. You know? When I did this change, it was slow progress, you guys. Like, this did not take me a year, this, like, looking this way, right? It took 6-7 years for me to go from 200 and something pounds to roughly where I'm at now. And then that was almost all diet. I do not like working out. I do not go to the gym. Not a fan. It's not something that I'm into. And I tried to do the fitness challenge. I'm doing it my own way. I'm doing yoga every morning, as often as I can. That is my thing. Multivitamin. That's good. Multivitamins are good. Lost 50 pounds cutting out sodas. Yeah, Chris Side Effects says I lost 50 pounds just cutting out sodas and added sugars. That's one of the things that people don't realize they get so many of their calories from, who are overweight. You drink a lot of your calories. Milk, soda, juice, all of that shit's full of sugar. It's just sugar water, all of it. It's just trash. I drink water. I drink coconut water. Sometimes I'll drink like unsweetened iced tea. But that's it. And it's such a weird thing to think about the difference. Because it wasn't like it wasn't an overnight thing. It wasn't like I didn't like sit down and say to myself, gosh, I have to cut all of this shit out of my diet. I think in large part it was because I changed my lifestyle, right? And I was talking about this earlier. I went from sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day, blizzard, to being on my feet, walking around a farm, feeding chickens, planting seeds, killing pests, milking goats for days on end. And this is one of my favorite memories, that I had planted out of the ground and I washed it off. And this is a particular type of beet. It's called a candy cane beet. Look them up. They're beautiful. Beet out of the ground. I washed it off and I took a bite. I was like, oh my gosh, this is food. This is food. This is where our food comes from. This is what we're meant to be eating. This is what we should be putting in our bodies. And for a good while, I wouldn't say that I was on a raw food diet. I don't say diet. I don't diet. I change my eating habits. I've never gone on a diet. Well, when I was younger, I went through phases as a kid, right? Like I'd say when I was 10, 11, 12, I had a chunky phase, right? Like I was overweight, a lot due to, in part to my family and what we were eating in the house. I remember eating fucking Marie Callender's fettuccine, frozen dinners. I ate those a lot. Pizza. Here's my fat kid moment, okay? You want to hear fatty fat kid time? I remember one morning having leftover pizza, and I took that pizza and I put peanut M&Ms on the pizza, and I ate the shit out of that. Oh, I ate it. I ate M&M covered pizza, folks. That right there. We all got to start somewhere, okay? So, it was not overnight. It was not something that happened in a year. If you are trying to change your lifestyle, if you're fucking tired of being sick and tired and feeling like shit, change your daily habits. It has to be something that you create a habit of doing or you stop a habit of doing. You've got to replace your bad habits with better habits, and Richard talks about that in Sci-Five as well. Yes. As I'm passing billboards for burgers, Stuckey's Burgers. All right, I'm going to see if I can catch up on a little bit of chat here. Chris Side says his brain fog went away after cutting soda out. That's smart. Look into American Spirit's Hex Hodl. I used to think that I smoked for a little while. I used to think that they were the healthier cigarette, but that's still a little bit of bullshit. Yeah. Sugar is not real anymore. 95% of it comes from beets. That's interesting. Hexander says he dropped 30 pounds doing yoga and cleaning up the diet. It's 90% diet though. It really is. Yep. Your 5555s need a healthier me to receive them. 100%. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. And that's why I talk about this kind of stuff. We need somebody in the community that test drives healthy shit and makes videos about it. Hit me up, Tortoise Johnny, on Telegram or Twitter to remind me of that and talk about that a little bit more, because I follow someone that does that, Flav City, Bobby Flav or whatever. It's Flav City is the guy. He's really into keto and paleo stuff. But more than anything, clean eating and not eating like high, like refined, or not eating oils that are like shitty. That's where I'm at, right? Like the journey goes from cutting things out that are not good for you to starting to eat things that are better for you, to reading ingredients, really knowing what it is that you're putting in your body and what's in your food. That's so important. Look at the back of what it is that you're eating. Hopefully we're back. Russ says, just can't wait to get on the road again. Good old Willie. Lemon, almost alive. Those were the days. Nice. Beef patty with cheese. Happened to a Slim Jim. Ooh, yeah. Camel owns American Spirit now. See. Motley, what's up, man? I found your 30 pounds. Motley, I thought you had already chunked up so that you could lose it all during the fitness challenge. How's that going for you, Motley? I'm curious. How's your fitness challenge going? Diet is 100% essential for any meaningful weight loss and healthy living, says Motley Investor, 100%. Rich Wealth says, howdy from Cleveland. And this time around, I just had them do the bleach and do the cut, and I dyed it myself. But the girl who did my hair this last time was talking about going to Hawaii. And I went many years ago, and I told her, you got to go to Kauai. Kauai is like the island. Let's see. Turned it into perpetual bulking season. Oh man, you're on that island. That's easy to do over there, man. There is, let me tell you, fucking what I would do for some oh my god, why can't I think of it? Oh no. Mofongo. Oh, mofongo. Oh, yes, please. Plantains, like all the things that are delicious, and everything's fried. There's so much fried stuff in Puerto Rico. It's terrible. You gotta go, Bobo. Take care. Oh, UK gotta go. Thank you for tuning in. Good night, John Jay. Yeah, there's Torrent Sonic Pulse. There's several people in Hawaii. I'm curious if who was it that just said they were from Kauai? Rich Wealth. I'm curious if you know or have heard of Cosmic Cowboy. He is also in Hawaii. I am not sure which island, but yeah, he's out there. I know that there's a good handful of Hexagons living that island life. Motley says, great food here, and we've been entertaining a lot of guests, so that means all the good eating. Yes, sir. Yep, that is definitely the way it goes. You know, you want to show everyone a good time. You want to show them what the island has to offer. And yeah, the food is unique. I feel like there's a lot of really unique dishes in Puerto Rico. So it's hard to not, you know, splurge on that kind of stuff. Dr. Kindle says, just finished 21 days with no meat or alcohol, and I feel like a beast. Ate some brisket. Depending on how many days we have left, I might go hardcore wrestling style and just cut. Do it. Nice. Oh my goodness, y'all. Well, this has been unexpectedly long stream. My phone just warned me that I'm at the 10% mark. Hey, Trevor Hansen, welcome on in. Thanks for being here. And the volcanoes. Yeah. Yes. Okay, let me move over because this guy's on my ass. Get off my ass. Trying to think if there's any last road warrior advice I want to give or I can give. I guess the last thing I'll talk about to kind of just tie it all back into that topic is if you're traveling alone, especially if you're a female like myself, the best places for you to stop for the night, if you're sleeping in your car, which I have done many a time, are going to be Blockaroni, what's up? Thank you. I am driving very safely. Chris, Side Effects. If anybody ever has any questioning about my driving and doing this, talk to Chris Side Effects, who's an auto mechanic. He knows. He can vouch for me and my driving skills. I've probably driven more than like a good handful of y'all combined. That's how much driving experience I have. But again, going back to the road warrior stuff. Places to stop for the night, rest stops. I know sometimes people may think they're shady or something, but I've never had an issue. I have never felt unsafe at an actual rest stop. Bathrooms are usually always open. There's always good lighting. Easy. What else? Walmart. If you can find a Walmart Supercenter that's open 24/7, that's going to be the best. Because then again, for me, it's always, where's the bathroom, right? Because usually in the morning, I wake up, I gotta go to the bathroom. So Walmart's, and I saw someone that just say this, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else before I say that one. Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrels are actually like they're friendly to people who are overnight camping. So that's, and I hadn't actually used that one until this last trip like a month ago, and that was fine. And then one of my favorites, hotel parking lots. Hotel parking lots, y'all. Go park in the parking lot of the fancy hotel in the area. They don't care. They're not going to know. I've never had a problem parking at a hotel parking lot. And bonus, hotel lobby bathroom. Ba-ba-da-ba! What more could you ask for, huh? So that's it. that's it, folks. It has been a joy and a pleasure talking to you. I love being able to do this because usually when I'm driving, I love talking to people on the phone, and it helps make the time go faster. It helps, just kind of keep me going and not thinking about, the next thing I got to do. Breakfast, Dr. Kindle. Yeah, if you want to be sneaky like that, you can go in and get yourself some free hotel breakfast. I like that. Hexagon had the same idea. I've actually never done that, you guys. Maybe I should someday. Oh man. But, all that being said, it brings me such joy to, and I know it's a little one-sided, right? Because I get to see your texts, but we're not having a complete conversation. But to know that, or to hope at least, that this can bring a little bit of wellness energy, a little bit of thoughtfulness, maybe to someone who's struggling with something with your wellness. Or maybe I provided a tip to someone who's traveling and hadn't heard that before, hotel lobby bathrooms, things like that. If I can be of service in that way, and if this kind of streaming can bring more value to the community, y'all, I'm just going to keep doing it. And thank you for showing up. Thank you so much for, taking the time to watch little old me streaming here. I appreciate it so much. Again, I cannot say how to know. Hold on. Lost the room key. That's funny. Anyways, I can't stress enough how much this community means to me, and how I have found so much value and self-worth through being a part of this Hexagon family. And I love you guys so much. Thank you again for tuning in. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. There is so much good content out there right now. Just in the last few days, there have been a ton of amazing streams. So, if you're bored, you don't have anything else to do, check out, especially the Whales Access Orca stream that just went on. That was badass. If you haven't seen it already, there is a clip. I did the clip of Richard on the Fox Business News today, y'all. If you didn't know that, just in case anybody didn't see that, Radial was the Whales only stream. So check out Radial by Whales. But Richard Hart was on Fox News, on Fox Business News today. Y'all, we're gonna go fucking skyrocket to the outer sphere viral. We are just getting started, everybody, and I am so grateful to be with you on this journey. Thank you again for tuning in. I'm gonna go now. I love you. Bye.